So welcome back, you guys. It's nice to see you both. Again, I know it's been a while since we've done any kind of couples therapy. I've had individual sessions with you both for the last few months, but I thought it'd be nice to have you both here together again. How have things been going?
I'm tired.
Yeah. I understand. It's been a long week for me too. Well, before we get into anything too serious, I need to remind you of our confidentiality policy. Basically, all that means is I'm bound to HIPAA, and I'm a mandated reporter in this state, which means I'm required to report any abuse or reports of potential threats to yourself or to other people. My supervisor's name is Dr. Dan Wentworth. Fantastic. And Martha, how's your week been? I know it's been a few weeks since we've met, but how have things been at home?
It's been good. Joelle, she did say something to me about how much she was like, I can't believe Dad came to the game. So it really meant a lot to her, whether she really acted like it. Later on, she told me that was really important. Something we did this past weekend was something we hadn't done in forever. Was we went on a hike together, just the two of us, and that was really neat.
That's awesome.
That was really neat. We got to enjoy one of those cool days, and that brought back some memories and kind of a little reconnection.
Martha, were you able to notice a difference in maybe how he was?
I did, and I felt it really was good for me to just have them together, just the two of us. It was really good for me to just kind of have that time with him. I know it's hard for him, and I know he works so hard, and I know he wants to provide, and every once in a while you could tell he thought about work or was worried about work, wanted to pick up the phone, but he didn't pick up the phone. And I've had, so we've talked about how I've been really struggling with anxiety, and when I'm so afraid that if I get too anxious that then I'm going to start having those seizures again, and I don't want to do that in front of the kids and stuff, and I think Alan understands that. I think he knows that how important it is for me to just have kind of the calmness and for him to be present. So I think he's trying. I can see him trying, which means a lot.
That's good. What is the reason that you believe that you've come in today to seek therapy as a couple?
Well, I'm still stressed all the time, and I think a lot of that's because I'm just trying to squeeze it in. Like, there's just not enough time. So I'm literally trying to squeeze 1 hour for a soccer game or
Sure.
whatever, and so it's really stressing me out.
Martha?
Well, I don't think sometimes that Alan completely realizes that just the stress and the anxiety in just managing the home and trying to be the wife, even the wife that he wants me to be, in his position. I mean, even though he's talking about all this stuff that he has to do with being the CEO of his company, but there's a lot that a wife, a wife has to be, I mean, if he wants to have a business, some people over for dinner at the last minute. I mean, there's just a lot of stress with that, and then also having the teenagers, and of course teenagers don't talk to you at all, and Billy, he just kind of, I don't know, he's the younger one, and he just kind of, I don't know, he's always in his room. He's just always in his room, and I just, all that kind of stuff makes me anxious, and I think sometimes he doesn't realize, because when he comes home, he sees, the beautiful home and all these things that we have and that he has worked so hard for, and I don't think he realizes just the individual stress.
Have you ever considered maybe the amount of stress that the other person might be under. Like for example, Alan, have you ever thought of how many hours it takes to clean that 8,000 square foot house?
No. It's just not something that I worry about.
And Martha, have you considered what it must feel like to be the boss of 2,000 employees?
I know, working in the company, I know I have a grasp of what, he does and but I don't know, sometimes I just wish that, we could just sit and watch TV or something.
Okay, so what would be the first sign of improvement? If you could snap your fingers and something about your situation would change, what would be the first sign of improvement?
Dinner together, all four of us. I mean, when was the look at your face? When was the last time that happened? I mean, I know it's hard with the kid schedule too, but just you tend to come home.
What does change look like for you, Alan?
That would be tough. That would, dinner together would require me, leaving work at 5 o'clock, and that's, I would probably have to consider like changing my position
Mm-hmm.
so that I could have more of a 9 to 5 kind of job. I don't know, maybe step down, and not be the CEO possibly.
Yeah, let's just take a second and try to identify some obstacles that may get in the way of family dinner. Can you think of any? Martha, why don't you start?
Well, I mean, not to, of course, he doesn't come home till like 7:30, but then also, I think we're all so used to not eating together that the kids just kind of eat on their own schedule. Just actually just trying to regroup everybody.
Yeah, the kids are so busy with all their activities all the time that kind of makes it even more difficult. So I can see why you're so stressed if you're constantly running them all over the place and then trying to keep the house and deal with all that, because they don't drive yet, so it's just crazy.
So why now? Why are we worried about change now? Why not 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, 2 years ago? Why is it today that we're thinking about these things?
I feel like it's just kind of snowballed, just one small thing after another, and I personally just keep feeling so anxious. And you said it. You said the word overwhelmed. I just feel so overwhelmed. I know I'm, been trying to work less at work and work fewer hours and trying to incorporate the children and kind of helping around at the house. But just I think it's just a snowball of just becoming so overwhelmed.
Sure. Well, suppose neither of you were overwhelmed and you had, I don't know, a robot to do your job and a robot to clean your house. What would you do with the day?
I'd go fishing.
Mm.
I'd go out on the houseboat.
By yourself?
No. I would try to take the kids if they would go, but
Would you take me?
of course.
No.
Okay.
We don't.
Well,
we
we
I mean,
haven't
we
done
have
that.
the. We have the house. Yeah, we haven't done that in
Yeah.
forever. We have the houseboat, but we don't ever use it.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 100, what's the probability of that even being possible today or tomorrow or this weekend or sometime this month?
Well, when soccer season's over in about a week, I guess we could probably do it because we made soccer matches.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
like last week or 2 weeks ago, I would have said 0 probability, but since he showed up at Joel's soccer game, that's like the beginning, and Billy was even kind of like, so.
But I'd have to get somebody to take over the next contract because I can't be gone for a week in the middle of a new contract.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely would the kids come? All of them.
Well, they both like riding on the jet ski, so that
Yeah.
would probably entice them to come out, and then, you know, at least that will get them to come out, and it'd be nice if they would come without their friends, but bringing friends, at least that would be a start to
Yeah.
get them out there.
Of course, of course, and I think those are all great thoughts. I think that's fantastic. And can you give me an example of a time, maybe in the past month, where there's been an exception to that, the problem of being overwhelmed? Give me an example of the last time you didn't feel overwhelmed.
An example of when I didn't feel overwhelmed.
What were you doing and what did it look like? Were you by yourself? Were you with your family?
Remember that one, when was that? When it snowed, and it snowed so bad that you couldn't even go into work. Now you worked at home a little bit, but the kids were there, and like the cable was messed up, or the internet, and so we were all sitting around, and we had hot chocolate, and you remember that? That was
Yeah.
like really unexpected, and we just had to do it. And at first everybody was grumpy, but then it kind of turned out okay.
That was
That's great.
pretty cool.
Yeah. And what would it take to have more of those moments?
Another blizzard.
Maybe even more practically.
A hurricane on the houseboat.
Just to schedule it.
Well,
To
I
actually
mean,
schedule a time like
I
that.
was,
Like
I wasn't,
Like a staycation. Oh, that would be fun.
well,
Were you?
I wasn't able to work, and the kids weren't able to watch TV, and it was snowing, so nobody had any activities they could go to. So I mean, it was, you know.
But I mean, if,
Then maybe we could spend a weekend or whatever doing that.
What resources are already available to you to make that happen?
Well, I mean, I'd have to find somebody at work that I trust to delegate the next contract to, so that I don't have to worry about prepping something on the weekend to have it ready for Monday morning.
That'd be possible.
Yeah, it'd be tough, but yeah, I can do that.
Break or something coming up?
you know, there is an in-service coming up in a couple of weeks on a Friday. If we could manage it, then the kids would be off. I could easily take off. 'Cause I don't-
So let's
It's not my
let's
work.
let's zoom out a little bit and maybe think 6 months from now. So 6 months from now, the two of you are stuck riding in a car together, and you're riding home from somewhere, and one of you turns to the other and says, "You know, I'm really glad we met with Tyler that day, because now we can what? Or now we have been able to what?" So what do you see yourself saying about this session 6 months from now?
We can reconnect. Like now we're able to all reconnect with each other. I mean, I can't remember the last time we've been out on a date. So, I mean, for this to happen, I'm gonna have to make some serious sacrifice as far as trying to get over my control issues at work. But yeah, I would see us all reconnecting again as a family. Right now, we're just 4 people living in an 8,000 square foot house,
Well,
doing our own thing.
it sounds like the two of you already have everything you need to solve this problem and this issue of you both feeling so overwhelmed because you feel like you can't make time for your family, and you feel like your family can't make time for you. And so in being able to carve out this long weekend on the houseboat force you all to have your own little blizzard moment, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and that would be my takeaway, is just thinking, okay, Tyler said, let's just take some time, just to be, just to be together. So that would be my takeaway, I think. When Joel smiles at you, the sacrifice doesn't seem that big anymore. Yeah,
You think you could do that?
we'll try.
So try.
Alrighty, well, good luck to you both, and I hope to see you again soon.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.